It's not lack of information, it's lack of focus. Where do you focus? Because where you focus is where you're gonna go. You wanna focus on success, your antenna is gonna take you and it's gonna focus on success. Also, it's not how much you know, it's how much you do. You gotta stay focused. Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Frank Iniguez, the ambassador of reading. And today's topic is wonderful. I love my topics. And I think I love them because I take the time to process, to see what I'm going to talk about. And today's topic is where you focus is where you go. And I want to congratulate you for focusing here on this channel that has wonderful information, that talks about a lot of wonderful topics. I remember at the beginning when I started this whole deal about Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, I wasn't so familiar with the phone and all the things that it can do. I know you're probably thinking, wow, what a knucklehead. He didn't know about all that stuff that was in there. No, I usually focused on my phone calls and texts, and pretty much that's, well, okay, maybe how to get from point A to point B, but my focus wasn't there. And anyway, now that I started the YouTube channel, I started discovering the power that the phone has. And so where you focus is where you go. I want to congratulate you, like I said, for focusing here that has wonderful information. Because I remember when I started with a YouTube channel, I remember I would look me up, Frank Iniguez, and I would go there and I would see me, and then there would be some crazy, whatever you want to call it, why a cat doesn't eat a mouse. And I would think, wow, that's part of nature. They're supposed to do it. And there goes my finger getting unfocused, and I would want to see it. And I'm like, oh, there you go. And then I would think, wow, I got unfocused. I wonder how many people get unfocused in their life. Just with a little click, there we go. And I would lose time being unfocused on why that happened. And then there would, once the system knew that I would be interested on little stuff like that, they would send me something similar to that. And the focus gets really distracted really quick. And so I want to congratulate you for being here, focusing on things that are beneficial. And once I discovered that, I said, you know what, when I get into that one topic, I want to develop it this way. I want to tell them how I came up with it. And this is how I came up with it. Now that I know I announced on Facebook that I would walk 260 miles, well, while I'm doing my walks, I'm thinking of the topics that I want to talk about, and I listen to myself. I want to make sure that there are good topics. I put my phone right here on my shoulder, and I do my walk, and I'm thinking. I remember, what was it, 31 years ago when I took a wonderful class called PSI. And there are people that focus on things that don't work. I remember that once I took that information, we created our own company called CEPA. You can look us up too on CEPA Oficial. I started creating it in Spanish, and people would come into the seminar, and they would come in with pre-set mind. They would want to find out what didn't work. Well, do you have the house? Do you have $1 million? How's your shape? How's your relationship? And they're wanting to find out what doesn't work. And one of the activities that we talk about in that seminar is about a guy that comes in and wants to share his new purchase card, new or not, but he wants to share with his friends. And you have that one friend that comes out, and it's like, here, let me look around. And they look at the tires, they look at the hood, they look at the doors, and you're wondering, wow, they really want to look at the car. However, they're looking for something that's wrong with the car. Finally, the guy goes around the car, and he's like, look at this. And you're like, oh, word, what is it? A fly landed on it, and they're looking for the poop of the fly rather than the Cadillac, the Mercedes, the Toyota, the Ford, whatever it is. They rather focus on that one poop of the fly than that beautiful accomplishment that you just did. So there are people that focus on what doesn't work, on what's wrong. And you know what? If that's your focus, you're going to find it. If you think that's worth your time, you're going to find it. Guess what? You're always going to be right. You're always going to find it. However, if you focus on things that work, such as this channel that talks about a relationship, it talks about paying off your house in 10 years or less. If you haven't seen that one, go back and see that video that says that teaches how to pay off a house in 10 years or less. I got a lot of comments, either on text, messenger. I got comments on this one. I got so many comments. We got so many comments on that video that we're going to go back and do another video a little bit slower, explaining the topics a little bit slower, because I'm familiar with them. I had a banker that called me. He says, Frank, I watched your video 17 times and I want to congratulate you. You covered your angles very well. However, I'm a banker. I think you should go back and explain the HELOC and explain PMI and explain why and what does it do. Go back and explain it, Frank. You did a great job. Slow it down for the general public. I think you're onto something phenomenal. So I am. If you haven't seen it, go back. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And once you see it, if you love it, share it. Now, there are people that focus on what does work. And also, when you focus on what doesn't work, you have an antenna, and I also did a video on that, the frequency of success. We're like antennas, we're like a radio, we're always tuning in to what we like. If you like misery, you're gonna find the channel of misery. If you wanna tune into what doesn't work, you're gonna turn that radio dial into what doesn't work, you're gonna find it. However, you also have the power to tune into what does work. I remember when I wanted to pay off my house, because I heard people say, hey, there's this guy talking about how to pay off your house in 7 years or less. I thought, that doesn't work. And then I thought, where am I focusing on? It doesn't work or it does work. I want to go find out about this guy. So I went and took the seminar. I bought his book. I did the CDs. I did everything. I did more research. And my focus went into how to pay it off. I wanted to know if it did work or not work. However, with an open mind, wow, what if it does work? And guess what? It does work. That's why I did a video on it. Not because I read it, not because I heard it, but because I did it. My focus changed. Change your focus. Once you change your focus, you change your life. It's not lack of information. There's tons and tons and tons of information. I've discovered it with my phone. And the phone can help you find great information, like for school. Your kid comes up and gives you a question. You can go in there and find a general information. You want deeper information, then you can go to the library and find it through books. It's not lack of information, it's lack of focus. There is so much wonderful information out there. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us that are handing out great information. It's not lack of information, it's lack of focus. Where do you focus? Because where you focus is where you're gonna go. You wanna focus on success, your antenna is gonna take you and it's gonna focus on success. If you wanna focus on failure or what doesn't work, your antenna is gonna go to that dial and that's where you're gonna go. Stay focused. What do you want? Success? Stay focused on success. It's not lack of information. There's tons of information out there. Also, it's not how much you know, it's how much you do. You gotta stay focused. If you stay focused like water, one of my very first videos, you can go watch that one too, my very first video, I remember I was so excited. My nephew Felix, he's telling me, Theo, you're gonna do this, you're gonna go out there, people are gonna know. I said, well, okay, and my brain and his brain were just adjusting to all this. I said, if people are gonna watch, then I gotta let them know what's important. And I talked about water, drinking water. Well, everybody knows that we gotta drink water. Well, yeah, everybody knows, but do they do it? Can they get themselves every morning to a glass of water? Because that's gonna clean their system. Can they do it midday? Can they do it at night before they go to sleep? It's not lack of information. The information is out there, your focus. It's what you do with your information that's gonna make a difference. Eating fiber, cleaning out your system. You're supposed to poop every day, do you? If not, put some fiber in there. It's not the information, it's what you do with the information. It's your focus, what's important. Focus on what's important. Anyway, I get super excited about all these topics. Stay focused on success, stay focused on your health, stay focused on your brain. What are you putting in there? Be careful, there's so much junk out there. Stay focused. Whatever you want is whatever you're gonna get. That's why, in my video I say, whatever you're looking for is what you're gonna find. You want success? Find it. Stick to it. Do the little things. If you do the little things, chances are you're gonna be successful. Alrighty then. Woo! I get excited. That's it. We're going to leave it at that. Stay focused on success. I wish you well. I'm going to say goodbye now. Till next time, your friend, the ambassador of reading, Frank Iniguez, wishing you well today and always, knowing that you will find and get what you are looking for.